What's going on, y'all? My name is Nick, and I'm with
And
my
this
brother,
is James.
and this is the Eugene Brothers, y'all. So we have a very good one for y'all today, um, because what we're gonna be discussing is no men paying anymore. China's simp economy crashes. All right. So, in short, for years, entire industries in China have thrived off male desperation, men spending money on women who gave little to nothing in return. But now that system is falling apart. In this video, we break down how China's simp economy is collapsing, why men are finally refusing to play the game, and what this means for the future of relationships worldwide, from skyrocketing cost of dating to the rise of passport brothers to men waking up and choosing self-improvement over simping. You're about to see how the balance of power is shifting. So if you guys like the video, you guys please like, comment, do all that YouTube stuff. But let's just get right into it, y'all. So we have this video over here, and this is actually coming by way of, let me see. I'm sorry, is this one actually? This is coming by way of the China Observer. And the video is called China's Simp Economy Collapses. No men paying three girls mocked for not being able to pay $30. So let's just check this out, all right?
Sparked a heated debate. Viewers mocked the women, suggesting that they had planned to find someone to pay for them. Some praised the absent men for refusing, believing that they had likely been taken advantage of before. Others pointed out a wider trend. When women invite men out, especially at the last minute, the expectation is often that the man will cover the bill. This incident highlights the collapse of what some have called the simp economy, referring to men who spend money, time, and effort on women without receiving genuine affection in return. With the economic slowdown, more men are refusing to play this role, leaving women who relied on such behavior caught off guard. One striking example involved a woman who tried to take advantage of a blind date. On her first meeting, she ordered nearly 30,000 yuan worth of seafood. Halfway
$30,000. And I see butter. Let me see. Butter, yo, hey, what's going on, bro? And Edicina, Eric BT. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but shalom to you. So they said $30,000 in yen. So let me just, before we go any further, let me just actually look
How
that
much
up,
it
y'all.
is?
Yeah, $30,000 exactly. So Pete, that's $30,000 they spent on just food alone, yo. This is
What? Yeah, we got to find out the equivalent.
yeah.
I
Look at
mean,
it.
it
Look at
sounds
the
crazy. It
look at
sounds
Josiah
crazy.
Terrence Crawford looking ass boy. Yeah, I get that so much, man. It's crazy.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, he's what is it, UFC fighter?
No, no,
But let me.
no. Oh, the boxer. The boxer.
Oh yeah, the boxer. Yeah.
The boxer.
So let's actually look this up real quick.
Hey, he could be.
30,000
He could be a. He could be a distant cousin.
maybe $30,000 yen to USD. So let's check this out, y'all. So check this out, y'all. $203. That's $203, y'all. So this is the kind of stuff we're dealing with where somebody's going on a date and they gonna run up your check $203 and you don't even know the girl. Like this
First,
exactly,
first
Pete.
date.
This can't be real. This is the first date. Which one of y'all gonna spend $203 on a girl you just met? Hell nah, hell nah. Teresa Bass, shalom to you. But let's get back to the video, all right? So let's go back to the simp economy. And make sure, hopefully, you guys can actually hear what we're saying. So let's play this video real quick.
through the meal, the man excused himself to take a phone call. But with the economic slowdown, more men are refusing to play this role, leaving women who relied on such behavior caught off guard. One striking example involved a woman who tried to take advantage of a blind date. On her first meeting, she ordered nearly 30,000 yuan worth of seafood. Halfway through the meal, the man excused himself to take a phone call, but he never returned. He blocked her on social media, leaving her with the entire bill.
Serves her right, man. Like,
我就从来没见过这么不要脸的男人。
I've never met such a shameless man. You say you have no money, but then why even go on a date? Yesterday, this man promised to take me to dinner. I ordered seasonal dishes like king crab, black tiger prawn, and sea cucumber. Then, seeing the menu was good, I ordered more sea cucumber and even packed extra for my friends. I also ordered more king crab for my brother to try. He was still cheap.
yeah,
Okay, so this is the stupidness, right? She ordered food and she said it tastes so good. She ordered for her friends and for her brother. The man is not dating your friend and dating your siblings. He's dating you. This is the
Right.
first date. That's nonsense. And you talk about he's broke? No, you're broke because he's paying all of that for you, and he's paying for your friend's meal. Why? Why should he? Why should he? He hasn't even met your friends yet. He doesn't even know you
Facts.
like that. He doesn't even know you like that. Like this level
Yeah.
of entitlement is foolishness.
Nah, facts. I see Boozy Lewis also. He said, "What's good, my brother? I come in peace. Shalom to you, bro. Shalom." And then Coleman said, "Facts. That's straight up. Like, why the hell am I gonna pay all that money for someone that I just met? Like, and this is the thing. It's entitlement. That's all it is entitlement. And the thing is, we always want to say, you know, Western woman. The reason why I'm playing this video is to show you that mindset is even in China. Like,
We should call it modern women, not Western women. It's modern women altogether.
Facts. It is modern women. Check this out.
Cheerful at the start, but after the meal, he said he needed to take a call. I waited 2 hours and he never came back. I called him, but he still didn't answer. And then he blocked me. What kind of person does that? In the end, I had no choice but to pay with my credit card. 28,000 yuan. He just disappeared completely. This guy is unbelievable. Next time, I'll be more careful with blind dates and won't meet such a scumbag again. Online reactions were swift. Many applauded the man, saying a woman who orders thousands of yuan worth of food on a first date deserves to be left with a check. Some refer to it as a textbook example of standing up to gold diggers. Another viral video told a similar story. A woman dined at a restaurant but refused to pay, claiming she was an angel and wanted to put the meal on the tab.
I can't even put it on my tab here, can I?
Who do you think you're talking to? Do you know who I am? I'm an angel.
Angel. Angels should pay when they eat. Otherwise, you're not really an angel. You want to cheat ordinary people while pretending to be one?
I'm definitely going to pay. I said I wanted to put it on my tab, but they wouldn't let me. I've been waiting for over an hour and my legs are starting to ache.
Since you're an angel, why not just give some money to help out? Let an ordinary person use it, okay?
She couldn't argue anymore, so she started complaining about the food, pointing out every flaw, and even asked the owner for compensation. I originally wanted to put it on the tab, but today I can't. I've waited so long, and the dish smells bad. The duck has no salt, and I'm still hungry. What do I do? How are you?
So she wasn't complaining about the food before, but now because she can't pay, all of a sudden the food is jacked up. Nah, hell nah.
The food is messed up now because it's time to pay. And she calling herself angel. No, you're not an angel, because the man said if you're an angel, you should be able to pay what you owe, or pay that money, right? No, you're a devil, you're a demon, because you're trying to eat the food and not pay. That's what you are. Put it on the tab. What tab, yo? She's talking about the duck don't have salt. It don't have sauce.
This bro.
So why'd you continue eating it? If the food was so bad, why continue eating it?
Nah, she's this. I call cap, straight up. It's cap all day.
She's lying.
This guy, Eamon Hayes, entitlement is boner repellent. Hey, I get it. Well, let's check this out. There's more.
You're going to compensate for the loss.
Compensate for the loss? If you're an angel, do you even need to say such things? Then you're not an angel.
This angel's out of money for the past 2 months.
All right. Stop pretending to be crazy. Just
You know your business better than anyone, right? So why not build an app to run it with Base 44? This finance
pay up already.
The restaurant owner explained that in the end, the angel still left without paying. Online, viewers joked that she was likely one of the leftover women, a term used to describe women usually in their late 20s or older who remain unmarried due to various social pressures and expectations. The
Wow.
collapse of the
Think about leftover women at the end of 20 and 30s. That's crazy. Even
Bro.
China's like this too?
Yeah. Yo, that's the thing that China don't play when it comes to all this stuff, and that's why I'm actually
Wow.
surprised there was a such thing as a simp economy to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
like you just heard it, they actually call women that don't get married
Leftover.
Left
Leftover. That's crazy. At 30.
Yeah, they're not playing, y'all. Check this out.
No,
simp
but
economy
the
has
thing is, right? The thing is, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you know how the world is interconnected now, right? More than ever before. So if these women are considered leftover at 30, just can you imagine how other people are going to view this? Like how people in India is going to view this, Japan, Korea, America, Canada. They might follow in the same trend too, because now we're more interconnected than ever. If you really think about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been kind of saying the same thing over a while. We have people like Kevin Samuels that's saying, yo, at 35, it's not going to be a pleasant thing, but he was more gracious though.
Right.
China, they did talk about late 20s and 30s.
Yeah,
Wow.
they cutthroat out there, bro. No, even said that sucks, man. I thought about moving to Japan, but y'all exposing this worldwide. The Passport Brothers, they've been preaching this stuff for years. They kept saying that, oh no, it's women in the West, women in the US. That's why you can't trust them. You got to go overseas. And this is what it is. That spirit. Matter of fact, who just said that just now? Joey. It's a spiritual problem. You hitting it right on the nail. This spirit has permeated throughout the entire world. Everybody is saying the same things now. All these women are doing the same thing. And this is why we making this video really and truly we got to kill all the simp shit. All the men out here, y'all got to stop. Y'all straight up got to stop with all that simping. Stop giving all your resources to women that didn't do anything to ever earn your trust. They never did anything to earn your respect. No, they just a pretty face, and then they calling you to say, oh, you gotta spend $200 something.
Yeah, if you really think about it as a man, it's not really justice for you, right? It's not just for you, right? Because think about it. She has done nothing to merit your trust, to merit your earnings, to merit all of these things, right? You're just taking her at face value in order to get to know her. And she's already asking for all of these things. That shows a level of entitlement is extremely high because you're spending your money on a random stranger, if you really think about it. And there is no guarantees that you'll get a following date. And there's no guarantees that she's going to be a good person. So this is why simping is not really a good thing, right? Like if you're married, then by all means, love your wife, the girl that you're with, right? But when you're dating and getting to know somebody, don't just simply fall in love with her looks just because she's beautiful. She's undeserving of those nice things because you don't know her. She could be a serial killer for all you know.
Yeah, if Andy, Lipsco, I hope I'm saying your name properly, just walked away from the marriage of 12 years last week. The day I found out she cheated on me, the very next day, went and filed for divorce and custody of my kids. This is crazy, man. And, sorry to hear that, man. I'm sure you probably put in a lot of work. I mean, you said 12 years.
That's a long time.
Man. Yeah, but you see, and we actually just covered that the other day. You guys should check out some of our old videos where we talked about these girls. They with these dudes for like 10 plus years, and then she up and left this dude. Mind you, she claimed she loved the dude, but she said, I left the guy I love for the guy that I deserve. You see, so this is the mindset of a lot of these, what you called it, James, modern women. Modern women. But let's go to this video real quick.
Deeper issues. Data from China's Ministry of Civil Affairs shows that only 6.1 million couples registered for marriages in 2024, the lowest in 45 years. The number of men choosing never to marry is now 24 times higher than that of women, and many cite the same reason: they no longer want to be taken advantage of. In China's consumer culture, love has increasingly been tied to money, expensive gifts, luxury bags, and costly dating rituals. For many men, the costs have outweighed the benefits, leading to growing disillusionment with marriage and dating. One
That's
online
not love.
post put it this way: I was led to believe that being good to someone meant I could win their heart, but in reality, I was just paying for an illusion. One commenter said, in the past, men would chase women, thinking they had money and hope for the future, so they were willing to be simping dogs. But now, with the economy slowing down, men are starting to do the math. If you treat me well, I'll treat you well. If you treat me badly, I won't keep tolerating it. Marriage markets across the country.
Wow. I sorry for that, but I just saw a comment just now. Ryan Zhang. You said, yeah, I can relate to that. Please let us know. I mean, I don't want to assume, right? I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm seeing your last name, but you saying that you can relate to that. Like, is that something that you've experienced in China or that's within the Chinese community? Just let us know. Andy Lipsco said, modern women want a traditional man, but they don't want to be traditional women. That's it. They want a man that supports, protects, provides, and they think they can still be a boss bitch. Not how it works. You speaking facts, bro. I couldn't say any better.
Yeah, if you think about it, notice what it says. It says when the economy is good, this is when men are simping, right? Because they have extra money. But when the economy is bad, they start to catch up with the game. They realize, no, you treat me right, I treat you right. If you treat me bad, there is nothing further to discuss. I'm leaving.
Facts.
So you see, the thing is, right, the problem with our society in the world today is because we equate love to finances. A man is supposed to provide through finances and nothing else, and a woman is supposed to only accept finances because she thinks that's the only resource that there is. So money has skewed our relationship and understanding of what love is. You see, this is why everything is driven by money, finances. We've literally put money as God in the focal point of every social interaction that we experience. And this is why dating sucks. Because if you don't have money, you can't have access to girls according to modern society. And women feel entitled to use you because you have money. And they only want you because you have money.
So
that's the problem.
So to add some context though, like to add a little bit of a balance, because I think there's you could take this conversation in both directions a little bit too far, right? Like if a woman wants a man that can provide, is she necessarily wrong? I don't think so. And look, in this channel, I want to give a balance, right? Men, you should absolutely better yourself. You should absolutely grind, do what you got to do to get your money, your paper up, do all that stuff. Not for the sake of simping, but just because you as a man, I mean, who wants to struggle out here? It's just a reality of life. We got to elevate ourselves, right? Now, I think the problem that you're mentioning, James, is when it's the only thing by which a person is judged on. Like if this person is only judged because of his finances and all the intrinsic values is completely gone, like his moral character, you know, his ability to provide, not just physically, but how about spiritually? How about mentally? These are things that money can't, help women with. But yet they only reduce people to their money. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So now, here's the thing. We've devised a society that relies heavily on money. My question is, and for pushback to the audience for them to think, right? What happens when civilization collapses? What happened when our financial situation, we enter a recession, or even the concept of capitalism itself falters? Think about that, because capitalism wasn't always there. So we can't act like it's impervious to damage. We can't act like it's indestructible. So this is why I'm saying, what happens when our systems fail? Then what?
Yeah.
How are we gonna restructure relationships? What's the intrinsic value we're gonna have if money is no longer the medium?
Yeah. So let's go back to the video.
Also reflect this change. Despite women outnumbering men in many events, expectations remain high. Women with modest incomes still demand men with houses, cars, and six-figure salaries, along with large dowries. Many men simply opt out. Some women who relied on men's spending now find themselves in financial distress. A phenomenon called debt repayment brides has appeared, women offering marriage in exchange for having personal debts paid off.
现在还单身的单身狗们，
Now, for all the single men out there, here's a rare opportunity. Don't miss it. If someone can pay off my 260,000 yuan debt, then buy me a new car and a new iPhone 16, I'll go with him. First come, first served. Don't miss this chance. This stark, transactional approach to marriage not only exposes the financial struggles of some women, but also reflects how, after the collapse of the simp economy, some people are now attempting to turn the tables through marriage.
So check this out. You have Andy Lipsco say, "I'm lucky I am a successful business owner, island construction business. It's not large, but it's lucrative. Adultery makes it all but impossible for her to take my business or even part of it." Man, I'm glad that your business is protected. You know, and Ryan Zing says, "I mean, money will be worthless, and most likes people will resort to trading and bartering until the economy gets better." Yep, that's a straight up fact.
Precisely so. So that means we're doing relationships wrong, apparently, because relationships should never be about the actual physical items themselves, but it should be about human connection. Right? Well, if we think about it, if we talk about the concept of love, what has a child done for the parents for the child to merit the parents' love? Think about that for a second.
But I'm gonna give you some pushback, James, because you know I don't subscribe to love necessarily being an emotion. You know, like I do believe love is an action, right? And that's why I said I think there should be a balance where it's just like, okay, you know, yeah, this guy don't need to make six figures, right? I don't think they need six figures, but damn, I mean, you know, he got to make something though, right?
Yeah, like my question is, you say love is action. Granted, I take your position in, right? What has a child done to even merit their parents' love? Nothing. But it's still granted anyway, by virtue of them being alive and exist. You see, this is what I'm trying to say. Is this like we use the term love as only for man and woman in a romantic sense, but there's many different types of love that's not predicated on finances. You see? You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
if you cut money out of the equation, I snap my fingers, money is gone. What are human relationships going to be dependent on?
Very good question.
The character.
Very good question. All right, so getting back to the video.
The proposal sparked outrage online.
Before you go there. Now, this is an interesting thing because now women are bartering their bodies. If you could pay my rent, if you could pay my debt, buy me a car and an iPhone, you can marry me. That right there is what women will call Class A slavery. Modern women wouldn't agree to this.
So Yaya is actually bringing up a good point, and that's why I was giving a little bit of kickback, because they said the institution of marriage historically was never based on love. Dowries were paid, and I actually agree. Like there's got to be at least some equivalent exchange, because again, if we just keep it in a buck, and this is why I advocate for male improvement, because if we're just gonna keep it a buck, right, men, you have to just mute your camera, your mic, Jane. But you know, men, you have to elevate yourself, because there's a reality. If this woman that you wish to marry is gonna submit to you Because after all, that's what we asking for, right? We want a woman that's going to be obedient, submissive, friendly, all of that. But if she's going to submit to you, I mean, what are you providing her that's equivalent exchange? Because this woman is going to carry on many different job titles. She's going to be a personal chef. She's going to be a babysitter. You know, and I don't want to use the term babysitter, but she's going to take care of the babies, right? She's going to be a home keeper, cleaning your house. She has all these job titles, your personal secretary. So now, if you have all this value that's placed in, mind you, a traditional woman, right? We're not talking about 304s. We're not talking about thoughts, right? We're talking about a traditional woman. If this woman is going to actually do all these things for you, now you can't be a bum. You see, and this is what I don't want. I don't want to come out here and just talk all this shit about these women and then think that men, you could be straight up bums and losers and think you're obligated to a relationship. You don't. So, but I will say this, to give balance, right? A lot of these women today, right? Because we're talking about just average. A lot of these women today, they really are not even the caliber of women that we saw yesteryear. They're not the ones that's cooking, cleaning, doing all these things. So now that's the dilemma we're dealing with. Like this girl, if she's in the damn restaurant and she's claiming I'm an angel, you can't even pay the bill, right? Then you are hoping for some simp sucker to come in and rescue and save you from the day. I mean, damn. I mean, how many of you probably had mothers who were traditional and they still at least knew how to keep a job? They knew how to at least support themselves if they went to a damn restaurant. But yeah, go ahead.
Another thing too. Now, people, like to use the word dowries, but dowries is an Indian thing. It's where the bride pays for the husband. Yes, I agree with you. In some cultures, it was a financial exchange. We had, like in Africa, they have bridal prices, right? Is fundamentally different from dowries, right? But you do have other forms of marriages, arranged marriages, that's not dependent on finances. It was one family that came together with another family and they combined and said, you know what? My son is good for your daughter is good for my son. I think they should date. I think they should marry so that way our families get stronger. So even then, the exchange was never about finances. It was more so about power. It was more so about cultural, keeping the culture together, right? Because I'm from a specific culture, you're from a specific culture. Let's continue that culture and that lineage together, right? So it's not just simply money, because remember, land is wealth, cows was wealth, right? So we had other forms of wealth besides paper dollars. So I just wanted to clarify on that.
Yeah. I think yeah, kind of saying the same thing, but just in a different way. I mean, there's got to be, like I said, there's got to be an exchange of some type of value, right? Like again, because Yaya, to her credit, I think she mentioned the wife is indentured servitude. Now, I don't necessarily subscribe to that, but I do get what she mean. I'm assuming that's a woman. If it's not, then please correct me. But I could see where she's coming from the standpoint of like, this woman is essentially, she's gonna submit to this man. And again, there's gotta be some level of exchange because you're taking value out of that father's house. Like that daughter was providing all these things in the father's house, and now the father's just like, okay, this is why you had, even in biblical times, Joseph's like, yo, I'm gonna serve you for 7 years, right? It was a bride price. Even if it wasn't a dowry, but there was a bride price of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I said. The bride price was paid for some cultures, and then you have other cultures that had arranged marriages. Yeah. So I'm just showing you the exchange could be finances. The exchange could be the two people themselves that come together, the daughter and the son, because that's the exchange in itself, right? To continue the legacy. Now, the thing is, what I'm saying is, would people be interested in this type of deal right now? This woman is propositioning herself to if you do X, Y, and Z for me, I'll marry you. But most modern women today would call that slavery or prostitution.
So let's actually watch the video to see what she said, to go back to it.
Now, for all the single men out there, here's a rare opportunity. Don't miss it. If someone can pay off my 260,000 yuan debt, then buy me a new car and a new iPhone 16, I'll go with him. First come, first served. Don't miss this chance. This stark transactional approach to marriage not only exposes the financial struggles of some women, but also reflects how, after the collapse of the simp economy, some people are now attempting to turn the tables through marriage. The proposal sparked outrage online, with many comments warning men not to fall into a debt trap. Marriage to pay off debt? I can't believe you'd even think of that. What a trick. Others didn't buy it either. Helped pay off her debt, then she'll just run off. It's true, Chinese people don't deceive Chinese people. Another person commented, these days, men are waking up. Who would want to fall into such a debt trap? As the economy declines, the simp economy isn't the only thing crumbling. Many women's survival anxieties are multiplying. One user posted, in times of economic recession, women's anxiety far outweighs that of men. It's almost a law. In the past,
That's interesting. I just want to do a quick digression, but you guys ever seen that one show? It was almost like Survivor, but they had a group of women on an island and a group of men in the island, and they both had to work together to survive, but they were separate. The two genders were separate. And what was so crazy is that the women was struggling. Like, they couldn't build a fire and they couldn't do none of that stuff. They couldn't hunt, and all the men were just like chilling, what I mean? And it's just like, that's the thing where, like, I think that goes to your point now, James, which is that, like, outside of just money, are there not indeed just value in a man by the mere fact that his man is strong and his survival instincts are greater than that of a woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the stuff that essentially a woman needs to understand too. Like, if you're just reducing him to his money, but what if this dude is like a master at survival skills? Like, you had this, so you're missing out.
Exactly.
And
the show that you're referring to is Bear Grylls.
Yeah, something along those lines. But I think this is going back to survival. I'm gonna digress with a different video, and I'm gonna come back. But I think this is another thing that's worth noting. If I could share my screen real quick. This is another video where this is called China. In China, they're also having like these pregnancy robots. So check this out.
China is reportedly developing pregnancy robots. Yes, you heard me right. Complete with artificial wombs to help couples struggling with infertility. This is not science fiction. Billy, this is absolutely wild. Let me read you something from the doctor who's spearheading this technology, Dr. Zhang Quifeng. He said, quote, the artificial womb technology is already in a mature stage, and now it needs to be implanted in the robot's abdomen so that a real person and the robot can interact to achieve pregnancy, allowing the fetus to grow inside. Billy, what's your reaction?
I mean, this is horrifying on a number of levels. I think, look, there are people who are going to say this is going to help people who can't have children. And I understand and I sympathize with that piece of the puzzle. You're trying to have children. You can't do it. You're looking for a way to have that happen. I think there are so many ethical issues that emerge with this, though. God designed the body in a very particular way, not just the body, but he designed relations between a man and a woman in a particular way. And a baby growing inside, you have children, I have children, growing inside the womb of a human mother, there's a connection point there that you want to see happen that is not happening in this case. What you have is a machine purportedly, and we have not seen this yet to know that this is actually something that could work, right? They're saying it could work. They're saying it could happen. I think we know that science is moving at such a fast speed that it won't be shocking to see this happen. But the point is there are severe and massive ethical issues with this. Also keeping in mind the fact that in testing this, you have to assume, outside of all the other issues, that there are going to be losses of human life because I doubt it's going to work on the first try. So,
man, I think that's a perfect point. Like, how many lives are going to be, killed and sacrificed to even experiment and see if this thing works.
But my thing is, why even come to this point? Like, it seems like such a drastic measure. Is this like you telling me men and women can't get along? You're telling me men and women can't come together and solve their issues? It needs to take some, like, the gender war is so great of a divide that it now you have to resort to a robot. Think about that for a second. Because think about the value of a woman, right? Her biological value was the fact that she can bear children. And now you're Xing her out of the equation.
And that's why I brought it up, because in the previous video they were talking about the female anxiety for survival is increasing, because now if you got things like even this, you could probably see how that could even create even more anxiety, because they're just like, damn, we being replaced. But I actually think that this actually speaks to the mindset of the men too. Like, you're pretty sick if you like, damn, like, you really gonna resort to being with a robot just for companionship.
But China has, if you look at China's history, China has always had a problem with women. Like, they had the one child policy where there was unaliving all the female child because they felt like having a boy was such a grand thing. And now you have a disproportionate balance between men and women. The men outnumber the women because of what you've done with the one child policy. Now you're introducing this female robot things. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You have True Light says, do you know how pathetic that is to use a robot to have a baby because they are in dire need because fear of extinction? That's straight up. Straight up. Yaya says they can't even clone animals without implanting the clone fetus in an actual female animal. Man, this is crazy.
It's insane.
True Light says fear of extinction because of that two baby law from a long time ago. Yep.
Yeah, that one child policy. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to do a quick digression real quick to just expound on it. But going back to the original video, let's check this out. My fault about that, yeah.
Oh, to me, I think civilization is built wrong. And because it was built wrong, this is why we're having all the problems that you want, that all the problems that we're facing right now. Somebody rightfully said it. It's a spiritual problem. Yeah. We have a spiritual problem. Because if men and women can't even get along, there's something wrong with us. Well, there's something wrong with relationships in general.
No, I agree. Going back to the video.
Followed a culture where men worked and women stayed home.
So I'm gonna actually rewind that just a bit to get some context.
Men were expected to crumbling. Many women's survival anxieties are multiplying. One user posted, in times of economic recession, women's anxiety far outweighs that of men. It's almost a law. In the past, society followed a culture where men worked and women stayed home. Men were expected to earn, and women didn't have to be overly strong. The marriage market valued a woman's age, looks, and personality more than her job abilities. However, the economic downturn has brought women's survival issues to the forefront. Not only are they struggling to find quality partners, but they also face employment anxieties, health issues, family pressures, and age-related worries. The experiences of Japan during its economic downturn serve as a cautionary tale. When Japan entered an era of stagnant growth, society didn't provide enough space for women who didn't rely on men. Many jobs didn't hire women, leading to severe employment discrimination, and single mothers and women faced harsh living conditions. Long-term single living even triggered widespread mental health issues. Now, many Chinese women are facing similar struggles. At my age, it's really painful not being married. I'm so scared. What should I do? I'm really scared. The fear inside me keeps me up at night, unable to sleep. Am I going to live my life alone, growing old alone? I can't even be around men now. I'm afraid of interacting with them. I've been deceived so many times before, and now I have a fear of men. I feel like I'm not like other people. It feels a little abnormal, but it's actually normal. Sometimes I just feel like I'm so conflicted inside. Analysts note that men no longer want to be simping dogs, and this shift has caused the collapse of the gold digger economy. The ripple effects are visible in multiple industries. 1. Luxury goods sector. According to a report by consulting firm Bain & Company, luxury goods sales in mainland China fell 18 to 20% in 2024. Many women with unstable incomes are now reselling secondhand luxury goods to make ends meet. Over the past
So before I go any further, True Light brought up a very interesting question. She writes, do you believe it was wrong for Western civilization to liberate women, making them feel as equal to men, or should men be superior to women? In what way? Ooh, that's a
So
very good question.
you want to tackle this or I tackle it? Because I have a different. You can leave that there. That's a very good question. That is a very good question.
That is a very good
So
question. So,
one,
and
you want to tackle this or me?
it seems like you're talking. Go ahead.
All right. One, liberate women. Women were always liberated. That's one. Women were always liberated. If you're talking about in terms of indentured servants, in terms of slavery, in terms of colonialization, that's a different story. But for the most part, women have always been liberated, right? The thing is, it's not wrong to liberate women, right? Women should be educated, right? They should, pick their jobs, whatever they want, and all of this stuff. The problem is when women were quote unquote liberated, given education, right? And now things gotten better as a society, right? Things have gotten better as a civilization somewhat, right? Because I still don't agree that we've developed the proper way, but that's a different discussion. But since we have advanced as human beings and there's relative peace in this world, right? Because there's no more wars, there's no more, well, there is wars, but there's not as much wars where tribes are going against tribes, world wars. There's less wars than ever before. Since we've created a time of peace, what happened is women started thinking they were better than men simply because they can buy their own things. They can, afford their own homes. They
Take
started
care of
thinking,
themselves.
yeah, as soon as they started taking care of themselves, they started thinking we don't need men. You see, the whole idea of women liberation is this. What it is actually is sexual liberation. Women wanted to act just like men, and they wanted to move just like men. But you can't move in like that because guess what? You can get pregnant, but we can't. Women can now have the variety of the pick and sleep with whomever, and nobody can reprimand them. We see it in OnlyFans. We see it in certain professions. We see the rise of body counts. So exactly when we talk about liberation of women, the liberation only came in terms of intimacy. But other than that, women were always liberated. If you
Yeah.
really think about it.
True Light says exactly. I agree. Yeah, I don't really want to add nothing to it because I think you kind of said it. It is. I think the liberation, in short, is an illusion. That's all it is. And you said it best. It's pretty much sexual liberation. And the thing is, it's really bad, given this sense, this illusion of liberty, when there is a reality that we're also dealing with, is that women and men are not the same. Yeah, we equal in terms of we should have certain, we should get equal pay if we're doing the same jobs. We all should be equal in terms of not being oppressed. When it comes to that, yeah, by all means, we equal. But there is a reality that we are not the same gender, and the repercussions for sex is not the same across the board. So now we have to just come to a reality, which is that our women ought to be protected. And that's the thing, a lot of times you might listen to like MGTOW or Red Pill or Passport Brothers, and the way they present these topics is as if it's like men versus women. And in actuality, what me and my brother are trying to do is show you that no, like we actually need to be working together. I think one of the best quotes I saw so far, Cirquest put, king and queen system should be the standard, not this whole queen system. And yeah, that's it. It's like when men and women work together to elevate, then we all winning. We all winning, excuse me. Not this thing where we fighting against each other. Like, what the hell is that?
The thing is though, right? Here's the issue. Men and women are supposed to model nature, right? The sun and moon, they don't compete. They're completely fundamentally different and they have different jobs. But the sun rules 12 hours a day, and the night rules is another 12 hours, and together they create 24-hour cycle. So as you can see, even nature tells you just because you could be equal, but still not the same. You see, and this is how men and women are. I obviously need you, and you obviously need me, because without each other, there would be no creation of children. So we're vital. The thing is, women want to be like men. And we're trying to say, don't be like men, be like women. It's okay for a man to have a specific job, and it's okay for women to have a specific job. Women were not designed to do what men do, and men were not designed to do what women do. Biological factors screams at us every single day that we're different. We're equal, but we're still different.
Yeah. CDI training said 1 Corinthians 11:11. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Messiah. Yep, exactly. Yep. And then Sir Quest said that I learned that philosophy. From Patrice O'Neill. He said, yo, he's a GOAT comedian, yo. He says he basically said that the queen gets her cue from the king, and without him, she's just trying to be a king without no guidance. That's a very interesting point.
For real. Patrice O'Neill was a GOAT, man. Hilarious.
Yeah, but let me go back to the video real quick.
Decade, China's secondhand luxury market has grown sevenfold, with gold diggers now making up the majority of sellers. 2. Fine dining and ritualistic consumption. Previously, gold diggers loved sleeping in, applying makeup, having afternoon tea, posting pictures from fine dining restaurants, and discussing catching rich men with friends. However, since 2023, fine dining restaurants in major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen have struggled, with revenue now down to only 40% of previous levels. Even high-end milk tea brands are struggling.
Oh, also, real quick, y'all, if you're liking the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe, y'all. It's truly appreciated. But let's go.
3. Personal consumption loans. Men are no longer lending money to play the simping dog, while women, unable to repay loans, have gone from being goddesses to leftover women. The bad loan rate for personal consumption loans at the 6 largest banks has continued to rise, with some loans becoming uncollectible and new.
Oh, also, I just saw a pretty nice, message real quick from Sir Quest. Good luck, y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing. This is non-toxic masculinity right here. Man, I appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate that.
And that's the key, man. Like all this men dogging out women, pinning each other against each other. Like, nah, we off that shit, yo. We not about that. Let me see.
Yeah, truth has nothing to do with masculinity or femininity. The truth is just the plain truth. And as you can see, cause and effect is always right. We're reaping right now we're reaping the repercussions of our actions right now. You see?
Yep.
So the pendulum swings and it comes back again.
Yeah.
Loans unable to be issued. By early 2025, interest rates for consumer loans had even dropped to below 3%. 4. Elite training schools. These schools, which promise to teach women how to enter high society, with tuitions ranging from thousands to tens of thousands of yuan, have collapsed. As the gold digger economy crumbled, students realized the courses were useless and began demanding refunds or reporting the organizations for fraud. In April 2024, a popular relationship coach who made 150 million yuan a year and had millions of followers, was investigated for tax evasion, leading to the institution's sudden closure.
But have you noticed have you noticed, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All of this is materialism.
You're not ready for it.
Right.
Notice how when men stop simping, the economy is collapsing. Like all these, the Chinese women that was buying name brand things, they have to resell it just to survive. Those courses to teach women how to become brides or whatever, get a high value man, they're collapsing. It's to show you that we was never meant to be built on materialism.
But not only that, but I also think what it shows you is that we were not meant to be simping. That's the bigger thing. Like, it's men not simping. And this is what I'm saying. Like, we actually, look, first of all, both men and women are off. Women shouldn't be gold diggers and men shouldn't be simping. Period, point blank. Like, I forgot what it was. And sorry if I don't read every single comment that comes up. But I think it was Eamon. Yeah, I found it. He would say, I believe in equality for sure. I just wonder what happened to real love, building a strong foundation of trust and loyalty that's unbreakable. That's the thing.
That's
like, how can we form proper relationships where we're not reducing people to value that is not reducing people to values that are temporal. When I say temporal, that's temporary, y'all. Meaning that we reducing people to values. Like, for example, beauty is gonna fade. So what do you do then? It's not a value that we should put a lot of stock in, but yet we do it. And this is the reason why you have all the Instagram models. They have marketed themselves through beauty. Just because this girl got a fat ass or the biggest boob and the slightest waist, you're gonna have a bunch of men simping. I be seeing the comments of these dudes they be saying the craziest things on social media.
Like, you know what it is? You know what it is? If you are a smart and educated man, and if you're a smart and educated woman, then you can see right now these societies are collapsing because of materialism. Like I said in the beginning, if you remove money from the equation, what do you have to hold the relationship together? Because remember, a lot of people keep saying prostitution is the oldest it's the oldest work in the book, but they not when they say that, I don't think they really understand what they're truly saying, because that means transactional relationships have always existed, but you see that always leads to materialism. Whether you think, okay, for instance, all these men that are paying for these OnlyFans subscriptions, that is a form of prostitution. You're paying for her to be naked. You're paying for her to show all of her goods. That is a form of prostitution, right? When you paying these women, right, when you buying, let's say, the Gucci bags, all these designer things for her in expectation for her to put out, that is a soft form of transactional relationships. And this is what's happening. This is why materialism is going to be our collapse. And the future will see this. The future will be like, we were so stupid that we placed items over human souls.
Yep. Yeah, true light. Say facts. Women already know they can't manage money or finances as well as a lot of men. I've seen it in my own marriage as well as my friend's marriage. And she later on said they believe beauty is a currency. Man, it is crazy.
But you see, the thing is, right? Currencies fade over time. Currencies get weak over time. We see the dollar getting weak. Ever since the dollar was untethered by gold, it's been falling down ever since. Yeah. You see that. So that means, and you rightfully said it, right? We should stop thinking about temporal things and think of things that are eternal.
Yeah.
Character is eternal. Virtues is eternal. Who you are, your spirit, those are eternal.
Yeah. Now, facts. Let's get back to this.
5. Medical beauty industry. It's not that women don't care about beauty. but fewer men are willing to pay for cosmetic procedures. While the industry has grown rapidly in the past, suppliers in the medical beauty industry saw a drop in revenue in 2025, with companies like Bloomage Biotech reporting a 21% decrease in the first quarter, and IMEC Technology Development Company down by 18%. Some cosmetic surgery clinics even started offering discount packages and selling products with no scientific basis. 6. Online dating platforms. Men are increasingly realizing that many women on dating apps are gold diggers who use romance as a means to get gifts and trips. As a result, enthusiasm for these platforms has waned, with 2 major Chinese dating platforms seeing 5 years of consecutive declines in performance.
Hey, you know what's crazy about that, man? Because I'm actually one of the rare people that actually found their partner, my wife, in a dating app, and I'm not ashamed of it. Praise Yah that it's been successful. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because back in the day, you go on these dating apps, and they wasn't asking all this money. They wasn't, but now because of the simp economy, like you go on these apps and they trying to charge dudes for every single thing, man. Just to send a letter, you gotta swipe, you gotta pay money, and then this is what we're talking about.
But
It's
you see how we glorified sex, and you see the results of it. This is like the end result right now. This is like the culmination or the zenith of promoting sex as a commodity, because even average women want this type of lifestyle that these beautiful models are getting, where everybody thinks that they're a 10.
Yeah.
So they demand that same treatment as a 10, and they demand men constantly pay in exchange for their attention. It's because of the simping economy, but it's also because we keep telling ourselves sex sells. That's the problem, when it shouldn't. Sex was never supposed to be a commodity. It was never supposed to be a resource.
Yeah.
If every man has a penis and every woman has a womb, how could it be a commodity?
Yeah, it's
how
not
could it
scarce.
be a resource? That doesn't make sense.
Right, it's not. It's definitely not a valuable one because everyone got it. But CDI training said Proverbs 1, and you've been bringing up some good verses, my brother. He said Proverbs 122. How long ye simple ones? Exactly, simps, simple ones. Well, ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. That's what it is. They hate knowledge. Nah, this is a good verse, bro. Only this. You have Robert saying OnlyFans made a few million and most are working for peanuts. Man, this is crazy.
Bro, there's some girls that just turned 18 years old, and as soon as they make their OnlyFans account when they turn 18, they're already millionaires, because that's how desperate guys are for them to take off their clothes.
I mean, think about it. We just found out the other day, I don't know if you heard about it, but Shannon Sharp was trying to talk to that OnlyFans girl. I think she was like 19 years old when he first met her. And guess what? Because of his stupidity, mind you, he's a millionaire, maybe billions at this point. But Shannon Sharp, millionaire. Because Shannon Sharp did that, I think I read something the other day where they said he retired her. You see, that's all they doing. They using simps that they like, look, if I make just enough money, I can finally retire. I don't got to work for the rest of my life. And Shannon Sharp did that. Yep. For this girl. Mind you, like, you would think that, look, why would Shannon Sharp have to pay money? He's Shannon Sharp. This man is what is he? NFL champion? Like, I think 2-time, right?
NFL champion. He's a great commentary. He's a great podcaster. And the thing is, he lost his job at ESPN on First Take because of this.
And a lot of endorsements.
This is what simping gets you. This is exactly what simping gets you.
And I think it goes to show you that simping, it doesn't only afflict a certain class of men. We talk about the poor all the way to the rich.
Rich, exactly.
See, it's a mindset. You got to change your mindset, my brothers.
I'm glad you brought Shannon Sharp up. I'm glad you brought him, because that's a class A example of how to lose money quickly, how to lose millions. So this is what happened. A lot because money is the motivating factor. Many women are going to just date you for your money, And if you marry them, if you deal with them, right, they might take your money with you because they don't really love you.
Yeah.
Think about that. If they marry you, they're going to divorce you quickly. And this is why a lot of men don't want to get married because of this too. Because think about it. If you see Shannon Sharp go down, then nobody, not even the average man, is safe. Think about that.
Yep.
Who've worked all your life, who's not a millionaire. Imagine if a girl takes half.
You're finished. You have True Light saying, lustful, shameful man. I was so, I believe you referred to Shannon Sharp.
Yep,
I was so disappointed in him. Monique tried to tell him, Cat Williams too. Yep, exactly.
Oh,
David K said, what is the topic here? The topic, my brother, is, how the simp economy is crashing in China. Men are pretty much saying that they no longer want to just spend their money on women that haven't proven to them that they are deserving of their resources. And we're seeing how, as a result of men that stop simping, there's a crash of a whole economy out there that's all predicated and based on superficiality. All these temporal stuff.
Matter of fact, go back to that comment where the girl said Monique and Cat Williams tried to tell him to. This is perfect example. And most people may not believe in God, but definitely for sure the creator was speaking through Monique and speaking to Cat, because they seen the level of example that Shannon Sharp was. They seen his rise to fame. Shannon Sharp is that dude. Make no mistake about it. This guy can pull millions of views. He's extremely entertaining, but the problem is he had sound advice from Monique, but he didn't want to take it. He had sound advice from Cat Williams, but he didn't want to take it.
Mm-hmm.
What did Monique say? Shannon Sharp, go get married. Stop messing with these young girls. Get you a girl that's going to cook for you. Get you a girl that's going to love you. Get you a woman who's going to do right by you. That's what she said. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Yeah.
But you can see the advice always comes before the fall.
No,
and I'm pretty sure God was speaking through Monique at that time.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure God was speaking through that time, but he didn't want to listen.
Matter of fact, let me show it real quick, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. This is what Monique told Shannon Sharp. Let's check this out. Monique to Shannon Sharp.
When you and I, it's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at your.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, whoa.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Dang. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks? Yeah, because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he was doing, I was going to be scared. Come on, pick it.
But you see, this is the thing, right? It's like, Monique, she was joking around, but she was hiding a lot of truth in what she was saying. You have Yaya saying, true light, lustful, shameful men have squandered, that's a good word, their finances and their families' finances. Wow. Men should not handle women's money. It's a mindset of the individual.
It's true. Just think about that. That $50 million that Shannon Sharp paid to that girl, to that 19-year-old girl, it could be 50, it could be 20. I forget, but that could have been a down payment that could have been money used for his grandchildren. That could have been money for his own children in times of need. Think about that. That could have been money for him to open up a business, but now he can't. Think about that. And what have she done to deserve it? That's what simping does. What has she truly done to deserve this access to money?
Yeah. I want to read this real quick. CDI Training said, "We are safe in righteousness. If we learn to follow the Most High, He will direct men to a righteous woman." That's so key. You see, this, I believe it's Sirach. It says that the portion of a wicked woman is a wicked man. You see, and that's fundamentally what we need to understand. Like the people this is why I'm always a strong advocate for looking in the mirror. We got to stop blaming people. We got to stop saying, oh, these women ain't shit. And women need to stop saying, oh, these men ain't shit. No. It's both parties. Y'all fundamentally trash. Then you're attracting people that your vibrations are equivalent. You attract low vibrational people because you yourself are low vibrational.
That's a fact.
You're always picking off a low hanging fruit. You're not elevating yourself. And this is what I'm saying. We have to elevate men. You got to do the self-improvement, because in doing the self-improvement, you're going to attract women of a higher vibrational frequency. I promise you that. You're not going to be, trust me, you're not going to be attracting no OnlyFans model. You see, the problem with Shannon Sharp, he did those things because, he was a football player. He could speak well. He's witty. He's all of that. But his mindset was low vibrational. And here Monique was trying to teach him something about himself. Bro, stop effing around with these young girls. I need it, Monique. I need it. He's laughing. No, brother. You sad. If I could find it, I will. But I think there's there's a bunch of videos now where this dude, Shannon Sharp, is actually complaining like, yo, money is getting tight now. And he's trying to make fun of it. He's going to bounce back. He's probably going to bounce back.
That's the thing about being rich and being talented is you can easily bounce back. But I think this is a good lesson for Shannon Sharp. One, stop messing with these young girls. And two, definitely don't mess with these white girls. Now, let me say.
Nah, this guy. All right, man. So wait, going back to the video though, let's check this out.
In fact, the collapse of the simp economy is just the surface issue. Behind it is a deeper financial crisis. YouTube commentator Xiao Cui revealed that China's central bank quietly removed an important financial data point, the scale of overdue credit card debt. The last time this data was reported was at the end of 2024, but since then, the central bank has stopped publishing these figures. This suggests that the numbers were so alarming that the central bank didn't want to expose them, fearing it would destabilize public confidence. She shared shocking numbers. In 2021, China's overdue credit card balance exceeded 6 months and was 86 billion yuan. This remained stable in 2022, but by 2023, it surged to 98 billion yuan, an increase of 14%. In 2024, it skyrocketed to 124 billion yuan, a shocking increase of 26% in a single year. This year, when the central bank conducted its analysis, it found even worse figures. If released, this would expose the household debt crisis, so the central bank decided to erase these numbers. But Xiao Cui managed to find the relevant data in the reports of China's two largest credit card issuing banks, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC, and China Merchants Bank. The reports show that in 2024, ICBC's credit card overdrawn balances increased by 8.
So I'm not gonna lie, I think it starts to pivot at that point.
Yeah,
but
the economy is collapsing because of this.
Right. Let me see if I could try to find it real quick. If I can't, I probably might just end it here. But Shannon Sharp, I think, makes fun of going broke or something along those lines. Broke.
You know the verse in the Bible where Daniel is with the king and the writing is on the wall.
Say that again, bro.
You remember the verse where the writing is on the wall? That verse. A lot of people use that saying to show like there's an imminent collapse that's going to happen, imminent prophetic tragedy that's going to happen, right? But we can see the trend right here. The writing is on the wall when it comes to men and women relationships. We see it. Like, how much evidence do we need?
Yeah.
Like, the gender war is getting out of hand. Like, men and women are very unhappy. The divorce rates is going higher. you know, the relationships that we talk about is not even edifying people anymore. Like, where is the love exactly? Because right
The
now,
love has
people
waxed
just talking.
cold.
Right now, people have literally substituted love for money. They don't even talk about love any longer. It's just, what can you do for me? What is the money? So
That's it. The love of many has waxed cold, and it's just that's what we're dealing with. You can even see it. Look at what
Darnold's going to return in New York. I don't know.
The right number and the right 50 million, I go to hell. For 50 million, I go to hell. For 50 million, I go to hell.
and you can see the music. That's the only reason why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because it's funny. It goes to show you again, that's his mindset. It said the love of money. You see, there's nothing wrong with you. Again, I've been talking about, you know, male improvement and, you know, elevating yourself this whole life. I don't think there's anything wrong with you prospering in life. But the love of money is the root of all evil. And we're seeing what's taking place when these men, if you're only, what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation for elevating yourself is so that you could get women, you're sick. And women, if you're the only reason why you're doing the OnlyFans and exposing your body and constantly twerking is because you want some money, you're sick. That's the problem. It's a mental sickness. It's a spiritual sickness. And that's why I could appreciate some of the, I see True Light. She said, well, brothers, I sub, glad I did. And now I said for better. Hey, bless you, my sister. Bless you dearly.
bless you. Thank
Great
you. I
having you
appreciate
on the
that.
chat. God bless you, brothers. I definitely will go back to enjoy y'all great topics. Have a good night. Bless you dearly. Little Lake Lodge, what's going on, my brother? There is no love. That is why we should all work together. That's it.
Facts,
That's it.
facts.
Matter of fact, CDI training, I want to read it in context. But this I say, this is 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. If so, your God is money and a woman. Look at that,
Ooh.
man. You
They
see,
that have wives is as though they have none. Wow.
none.
Yeah.
Look. Anyway, I do appreciate every one of you guys that were able to come and join the live. James, I'm gonna give you the final word. Do you have any last words before we head out?
So I think I can't really flesh out my ideas full, but I think we need to understand that love comes from wisdom. If you do not have wisdom, there is no love involved, right? And if you can understand love itself, then you can understand love. Justice is love in action. It's never about money. It's never about money. Love is about reciprocity and treating people right. It's about the fairness that you exhibit to others. So when we talk about the world is getting colder, it's because we've eliminated love in this world. We've eliminated the fairness in this world, the reciprocity it takes for love to even exist. You see? Because now we've turned ourselves into mechanical robots that lust after money, and we're willing to do anything for it, even desecrate spirituality, discard people away. We know people, we have hitmen and assassins that would unalive you because of money, right? So this transactional relationship between men and women, it needs to stop. Beauty for money needs to stop, because we're heading down the wrong direction and our civilization is going to collapse. Our spiritual understanding and foundations will collapse if we keep resorting to beauty for money. I get it. She's beautiful, but don't simp for her. I get it. He has a lot of money, but don't degrade yourself for it. Have some dignity in yourself. That's my final words. You?
We've been going long enough. I think everything has been said. I think this was a beautiful discussion. Again, we're trying something new. We're trying, this short format that vertical format so that maybe more eyes can see. If you did like the live, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, please like, please comment even afterwards because it does help. We did appreciate the good commentary, all those who have participated, even if you came late or if you're going to watch the rebroadcast, leave your comments below what you thought about the topic. If you agree, disagree, it's all good. This is a community where we all can share our thoughts here with liberty. Don't feel like you're going to be ostracized or condemned. None of that, right? But anyway, with that being said, Nick, James, over and out. Eugene Brothers, over and out. Shalom, y'all.
Peace.